In Critical Strike, these special classes are known for being quite powerful and even annoying. Unfortunately, there are a lot of special classes, which means that choosing the best one can be a challenge. So, in today's video, we're going to take a look at the 5 best special classes. Let's get right into it. Hello, and welcome. Today, we are going to take a look at the 5 best special classes in Roblox Critical Strike. However, before we get into that, I want to just say a humongous thanks to everyone watching my videos and for all the support we have been getting on the channel recently. I am literally so incredibly grateful for all of you. Anyways, if you've been wondering why I haven't uploaded for more than a week, check out the video on the top right of your screen. Anyways, what are the 5 best special classes in Critical Strike? Well, after some testing, conversing, and research, the 5 best special classes are Bunny, Wind Dancer, Frost, Jester, and Cowboy. So, before we move on and discuss each of these classes in a bit of detail, let me quickly explain what I mean by best classes. So, unlike previous videos where I talked about maybe the best class in the entire game or the worst class in the entire game, I only have one category of class to choose from, which means that I needed to broaden my terms for what I mean by best special class. So for this video and all of its examples, the best special classes are the classes that are capable of doing a lot of damage, are easy to learn, and most importantly, they're just all around pretty dang good. And with that out of the way, let's go ahead and take a detailed look at each class, starting with the Bunny. Now, as I'm sure most of you know, the Bunny class has a bit of reputation for being extremely annoying. I wouldn't go as far to say as that Bunny is overpowered, it's just a bit of a nuisance. Of course, as I have said on this channel in the past, a class that's got a reputation for being annoying is probably pretty decent. And in the case of the Bunny, the holy words ring very true. This class specializes in high damage and quick combos. One thing that makes the Bunny so interesting is the fact that it actually only has 2 moves that do damage. The LMB, for example, quickly shoots out little eggs that do 8 damage each. The E shoots out a giant bouncing egg that does 20 damage and an AoE, and it stuns people. Pretty overpowered. The other 2 moves include an egg teleportation device and a simple bunny hop. But yeah, overall, the Bunny is an alright class. Probably the worst out of the 5 on this list, but it does have the perk of being easy to learn. Moving on to the next class on our list, we have the Wind Dancer. Now, I'm going to be completely and 100% honest with you guys. I think that the Wind Dancer is actually a very good class. But, to unlock its potential, each move must be executed perfectly, and that is quite difficult, especially since every move besides the LMB has a short delay. However, if you can look past the delays, Wind Dancer is a pretty decent class. I would say that if you can use it properly, it could even be better than Bunny. However, Wind Dancer's LMB is, to be honest, a bit garbage, because it not only has a very small hitbox, but it also only does 10 damage. What's even more confusing is that Wind Dancer's LMB isn't a ranged attack of some sort, seeing as its other moves are ranged attacks. Speaking of other attacks and moves, Wind Dancer's E move, called Cyclospin, is an excellent gateway into some powerful combos. Speaking of which, if you would like to see all of Wind Dancer's combos, I will put a link in the description to the Critical Strike wiki page for Wind Dancer. And now we are at the 3rd best special class. Would anyone in the audience like to take a guess at what it is? No? Okay, well, I'm just gonna have to say it. The 3rd best special class in Critical Strike is the Frost. Now, I'm sure that most of you believe that Frost is pretty bad, especially since it only has 60 health. However, using either Frost's E or F move will give your opponent the Frostbite status effect, which means that they do half damage on all of their attacks for a short period of time. Frostbite also leads the way for some excellent combos. If you use Frost E to give an opponent Frostbite, and then the F, which would normally do 10 damage and give them Frostbite, Now, your F will do 20 damage, and it'll freeze your opponent. This allows you to snag in a couple of LMBs, or even the charged LMB, which you get after using Frost's Q. So, overall, Frost is a very capable class. It's definitely high risk and high reward, since you only have 60 health and your aim must be spot on. Also, Frost, for whatever reason, just feels a bit soulless, I guess. But moving right away from the most soulless special class, let's take a look at the second best special class, the Cowboy. Pew pew! If you've ever tried out the Cowboy, you may not immediately see the appeal, and that is alright. The Cowboy takes a lot of skill, not only in regards to aiming, but also with pristine timing and estimation. The reason that you need very good aim with Cowboy should be pretty self-explanatory when you actually start to use it, because the main source of damage for a Cowboy actually comes from the LMB, which is a 6-round revolver. Of course, no Cowboy is complete without his lasso, and in Critical Strike, the lasso is actually a key component to the entire way that Cowboy works. A pretty common combo is actually to double up your lasso, hit one of those lassos, shoot and hopefully hit some of your bullets, lasso your opponents back to you, and then high noon your opponent, which will hopefully kill them. As you can tell, Cowboy is an extremely powerful class that does a lot of damage, but it requires a lot of skill, a lot of aiming, and even more timing prowess. For these reasons, it is the second best special class in Critical Strike. But moving on from the second best class on this list, let's move on to the very best special class, the Jester. For anyone who has played Critical Strike for more than 2.78 picoseconds can and will tell you, the Jester is incredibly annoying. Not only is it capable of ridiculous damage output, but it can also go invisible, and it can teleport, and it throws out a giant ball that stuns people. I mean, come on, how is a class so annoying? Okay, let's get serious. While the Jester may be incredibly annoying, it's also a truly excellent class. Not only does it have all of those ridiculously annoying qualities that we just mentioned, but it also does a crap ton of damage. Combine this with fast cooldowns and fairly simple use mechanics, and you really do have an incredibly powerful class. And yes, I know that it sounds like I'm simping a bit for Jester, but it's just a really good class all around, not like I'd ever use it. But now that we have covered all 5 of the best special classes in Roblox Critical Strike, I wanted to tell you guys something. So, the original list for this video actually included Turkey and Gladiator, but after some testing and conversation with friends, I came to the conclusion that both of these classes should be removed. But anyways, I do hope you all enjoyed this video. I spent a lot of time, especially recording, because I couldn't stop dying, so that made what should have been a 1-hour recording session into a 2-hour recording session, with maybe a couple breaks to cry about how bad of a Critical Strike player I am. But yeah, I do hope you all enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure to like and maybe even subscribe. Don't forget to use code SHOWTUS at redragonshop.com. Have a great day. Bye-bye.
Thank you.